Hey guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University. I'm doing a review right now of Pathfinder, Worldscape number 2. Now, this month we're dealing with Sione. She's got to try and find her way through this jungle that she's stuck in and try and figure out what's going on. She wakes up and there's a Banth there. Now, Banth is a eight-legged, eight-pawed, whatever, lion type creature, and it keeps coming at her. No matter what she does, it keeps coming at her. So finally she has to get a little bit wicked and cast a major spell on it, and it's laying there dying. It's whimpering. So she pulls out her little dagger. She goes up and she says, "I take no pleasure in this, but I will put you out of its misery." And then out of the woods comes Phantoma. Now, I know I saw this character on the front cover of last month's episode 1. I saw it. If you guys go back to that video, I actually mentioned last month, I said there's another character on there that I think I see, and I'm pretty sure it is, who I think it is, but I'm not going to say anything yet. Well, this month I'm saying it. It's Phantoma, and that's an amazing, awesome thing. Guys, Phantoma is the very first female superhero ever. She predates Wonder Woman by almost 2 years. She's like 2 months shy of a 2-year debut ahead of her. So I actually did you could probably see it, that there's a video that I did specifically on Fletcher Hanks, the creator of Phantoma, and Phantoma herself. So go ahead and give that a check. Phantoma basically gives the lowdown on exactly what's going on so that Sione understands, and then she basically says, "Sleep." And when Phantoma speaks, people obey, whether they like to or not. That's just the way it is. So she falls asleep and she wakes up, and there's a saber-toothed tiger about to eat her. Not actually about to eat her, belongs to Thunda. No, not Thundar the Barbarian, because that would actually be cool. Instead, here's just another of thousands, okay, maybe not thousands, but dozens upon dozens of Tarzan ripoffs. Just Thunda. I mean, the guy lasted, a couple of issues practically in the comics. It's funny that he actually mentions at a certain point there's a few different versions of him floating around in the different worlds. It was cute, including Buster Crabbe, who is basically the guy who played Thunda in a movie, Serial. If you guys know anything about serials, they're basically 12 episodes, all lasting about 5 minutes each, maybe 10, and they get played before actual motion picture. So you'd have 12 episodes of this serial, and you'd have to come back there for 4 months, 3 months, 3 months in a row every single week to watch this new movie, whether you like the movie or not, just because you wanted to see what happens in the serial. Yeah. And then he greets his friend Tarkus, and just one of the green Martians that comes down. No, not from like Martian Manhunter, but rather from like John Carter of Mars, Princess of Mars, all those books. And he shows up, and anyway, it's a pretty cool story ish. They actually explained some things where there wasn't too much explanation last time, and there's just one guest appearance by Red Sonja. Here you got many guest appearances and a few explanations, not a whole lot of action, not really a whole lot of anything except this is what's going down. They do have a brief little encounter with a school bus that shows up, and some child whites storm out and start kicking some butt, but these characters are so powerful that they just kind of wipe right through them. It's not really that big of a deal. And at the end, they reveal that Kulan Gath is there. I had to actually look him up because he is specifically a Pathfinder character. And okay, cool. He's basically a Gorilla Grodd without mind control powers. Now, what's very cool is Pathfinder is a Dungeons & Dragon-esque RPG, and they have this very interesting thing at the end where they actually give you the stats. Last time they gave you the stats for Red Sonja, which was, wow, very cool. I kind of want to play this game, learn how to play this game at the very least, just so that I can figure out what her stats are and then transfer them to other genres by chance. But they give you the stats for the green aliens here, the green Martians, and that's cool. So they also have a quick little map within a mini encounter of when the child whites come out. So It's very cool. Like, if you are someone who plays Pathfinder, I've never played Pathfinder. Maybe I can find a group who will play and be willing to teach me also, hire a noob. But yeah, it's very cool that they actually have something like that. They got the little map for it and everything. It's nothing spectacular, but they have it. So you can replay this. It's very cool stuff. Now, they didn't give stats for Phantoma. I can give you stats for Phantoma right now. Max out times 50 for everything, and every single power there is, give her 20 of them, because Phantoma is basically a deity. And again, go check out my video on Phantoma and Fletcher Hanks. On its own, this comic would get a C, but I'm going to bump this up to a C plus easily, just because it's very cool that they had all the extra characters in this, and I love the idea they had the first female superhero ever in the comics here. Very cool, public domain, so they threw her in, and it's cool because now you can actually use this for your games also if you want. And speaking of which, by actually throwing in the game also, I'm going to bump this up from a C plus to a B minus. The comic in itself wasn't that great, but the art is good, the writing is decent enough, but the plot was a little, okay, I don't want to just sit here and just learn stuff, and the Child White encounter was too easy because these guys were just too powerful. But yeah, it is good stuff. I like all the additions that they throw in, and just having that encounter at the end that you can actually role play out, fantastic. I love that, absolutely love that. So B minus for this comic. Guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Subscribe. Class dismissed.